Morning everyone, it's Mark Leibovit from VRTrader.com, and this is a Leibovit tutorial covering the volume reversal indicator, the VR indicator here on METASTOCK. There are three versions to the indicator. We're looking at the sequential, which posts all VRs, positive and negative, the directional, which filters out repetitive volume reversals, and the two-day version, which presents you with a two-day trade or two-bar trade. The theory being that when a VR is formed, we tend to get follow-through in the direction of the VR in the day or two or three following that signal. What I like to do is tie in the stochastic indicator, which is a 533 stochastic. So if you're in an uptrend in the stochastic and we get a positive ER as we did here on March 17th, you tend to take the trade. And here, even in one day you had a trade, but certainly in two you benefited from the big spike to the upside there. Negative VR just a few days prior on March 7th. Stochastic was in a downtrend, so you took the trade and there was some nice follow through there as well. On some occasions you're going to get a bad negative VR, but here this negative VR came on a downward gap on some negative news, and as a result of that I would not have taken the trade even though we were in the downtrend on the stochastic. Why? Again, because it was a news related event. Here in a Leibovit negative VR way back on February 3rd, we would have taken the trade. There was some nice follow through for a couple days. Stochastic was in a downtrend, and the same pattern here back on January 23rd, where stochastic's in a downtrend. You got negative VR and you get a nice couple day trade. Now this is a pretty volatile stock, so you're getting more than a point or two on some of these trades. So let's also look at 3D systems this morning, which is the other one I was going to focus on. So we have to look up the symbol, and here we go, 3D systems. I have my own little templates here that I apply. They have a little coloring in the background, and I do that so it's more easily presentable on these webinars. So I have a 50-day version, which is basically the 50-day moving average, which is the blue line, and the green line being the 200-day moving average. So it's clear that 3D systems has been negative. Look at the sequence of sequential negative VRs, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically telling you there's been more sellers than buyers since this stock topped out here in the mid-90s back earlier in the year. But there have been some nice trades along the way if you tie in the stochastic indicator. Just in the recent couple of weeks, we had a Leibovit negative VR here on March 5th. The stochastic is still in a downtrend, hasn't turned up yet, so I probably would have taken that trade. Negative VR here on February 24th. You do have a downtrending stochastic. Marginal profit here, but obviously there was a reconfirming signal a few days later. Now here's an example where we don't take the trade. Here's February 12th, negative VR. But you have a 533 stochastic and uptrend, so I tend to back off those kind of trades. Leibovit negative VR here on January 21st. Stochastic is in a downtrend, so I would have taken that trade. Here's an example on January 6th. Negative VR, marginal profit a day later, though there was much more down the road. But the stochastic was topping out, so that made some sense. Positive VR here on December 26th, would not have taken the trade because we started to turn south on the stochastic. And if I'm going to do a long side trade, I like to see a decline like you're seeing here, then maybe a positive VR down here with an uptrending stochastic, not after an extended move. So you have to use a little common sense, and you might have some other indicators as well. But again, if the stochastic's in a downtrend and we have a negative VR, or in an uptrend with a positive VR, I tend to go with it. So have a pleasant day. Hope this helped you looking at two high flyers here, and we'll catch you on our next recording.